And so you have a pretty good matchup here. You have the well, Rhino Loki is kind of underperforming. He's not really good into this hybrid meta at the moment. But he's but if these guys don't build defense, then he should have a good game. But for this matchup in particular, you should have some pretty good ganks here. This Dancerbiro will be your best gank out of everyone because he has no aspect. He has his no, he has his aspect enabled, which means he doesn't have his two for like self peel on himself, and you can catch him out in his clones very. You can catch him out in the leaf form pretty easily as well. So he's gonna be your easiest gank to do. Your second easiest gank would be this Raw, though he does have the aspect, which means he's likely gonna build some defense later. But but considering you have a Poseidon in lane, if you if you ult this Raw, you could either force his beads, and if he doesn't beads and gets stunned, then Poseidon can then follow up with his Kraken, and he should be dead. And the same goes for this Baron. If you and Poseidon look for this Baron here, he's an immobile support, and with your stun and Poseidon, who's really good at killing supports early game with his Kraken, if you guys look for him and you catch him out of position, he should be dead for it. Though he does have some self peel with his ultimate, but when it comes to the early game, you should be able to just kill him if he's out of position. Now,
I,
Bellona is your worst gank here. You don't want to you don't want to gank her. If she has her one up, then she's gonna be pretty hard for you to kill. Now, this armor will also have a hard time against it because this is a more losing matchup for her. So if you do want to gank her, you have to make sure her one is down so you can put your auto attacks in. Because if she has block stacks and you use your one, your invis one auto damage like dot on her, then it will then that block will completely negate it. So
yeah,
she's so you most likely want to leave her alone unless she's already low in lane and you think you can get her. And you do win this 1v1 against the Senatos. If he misses the scythe or if he misses scythe, then it's it guaranteed you win the fight, but he does have his ultimate as a get out of jail free card, so it's like somewhat more of a stalemate, especially right now with the current health numbers and base protections. It is too much right now. I wouldn't go for this guy if he builds full damage. I wouldn't go for him until I have some items online. Unless if you do, unless you have a mental timer on his ultimates and you look to gank him on a buff like let's say you think he'll show up on the red buff. If you just hide around the corner, you wait for him to scythe, then you can go in with the ult and just hopefully kill him. Though he does have slow immunity in his two, which you can't really make use of. All right, now as for your team, you guys have really good secure. You have some decent DPS against objectives. Not really the best front line, as it's just I'm gonna toss it by yourself. But considering they don't have that much CC for her to worry about, it should be fine. And of course, you do have an Aphrodite, though you don't really want to. You you don't really want to have it connect to you. And for a solo frontline like this, you want her. Okay, so one so one thing that I've told people before is that as a jungler, you want to wait for your solo laner, your warrior, or your front line to go uh, create space. You want them to initiate first, and then once you think you have your way in, then you go in because if you go in first, then they'll hit you with all their abilities are up, and you just die.
Yeah.
All right. So you're starting off with 3 health potions. I don't really like it unless you plan on fighting early game. Now you're Poseidon Loki fighting a raw Thanatos. You guys should win this 2v2 matchup. Well, well, once you're both level 2, if you guys choose to look for a fight at this buff right here, then you guys should be able to win it if it, it played properly. So if you do want to fight early game, then I would recommend at the most getting at least 2 health potions or 1 health potion, one multi. But then there's the problem with you having to pick up this ward here. Oh, is this guy cheating? What the hell? Right, so why did you go the blue start here?
I mean, I'm kind of just used to starting on blue. So what I would usually do is I'd start off on blue, help solo get their buff if they can't just solo it themselves, and then I'd rotate over to red, get the ward camp, and then take uh mid camp with middle.
All right. So yeah, blue start is most likely the best start for to help your solo laner, but it's also like kind of bad for you because you're
Yeah.
kind of forced to do the mid camp contest. You're supposed this start kind of forces you to contest mid camps, and if you think you can't win or you can't, if you think you can't win this fight or you can't out secure them, then you should then you're kind of forced to choose to do a jungle rotation for yourself or to help your solo laner. And I don't like this rotation. Like uh, uh, I don't like the current start of jungle for this reason. Because if you don't do the boost start, then your solo laner could get fucked in lane. Uh,
Yeah.
But if you do it, then it could damage your own tempo, your own game. So I don't mind you going for the boost start here. Oh, do you guys pause here?
Yeah, we paused there because our Zeus is
All right.
AFK.
All right, so far so good. And also one reason why that I would usually go 1 potion, maybe 2 at most. I
Yeah.
said it in a few videos. Is I almost always get these word camps and this eye of the jungle the pickup thing, and I have them both in my inventory so I can sell them for some extra gold. But if you have 3 potions, then you can't pick all of them up. But if you feel like that you do need them, then it's fine. You can keep them around. Nice. So right here, it may seem small, but by this moment, like as you're walking here, you should press tab and check the Thanatos' gold count. If his gold count is is like very similar to yours, then he's most likely doing the boost art as well. But if you see that if it's like a bit higher than yours, then he's most likely doing a speed start or maybe a red start.
Yeah.
So just hold tab and check what the enemy jungler's gold count is. I used to do that a lot in Smite 1 to tell if they were going to do their back camps or look for a cringe early gank on the dual lane, and I saved so many people from getting ganked because of that. And as they're not here, so they're yeah. So you see this guy go on your Poseidon.
Yeah.
As long as this Poseidon W keys away, he never dies here. Now you did kind of hesitate and wonder if you should go help him, but right now you have a really good position to get a slight lead on this guy since he's just wasting his time. He can never kill his Poseidon unless he has two more teammates with him. But even then, you can't really save him at that point. So right here, you just you ignore this guy, let him waste these few seconds. You rush all the way over to these oracles and get there as fast as you can to clear them with hopefully no contest. I don't know where this Ra's at. He's probably doing some other weird start. So if you do walk over here, then you'll be able to tell that if these oracles are down by there being a bright red light on top of the gold fairy area. But yeah, yeah, this right here, especially considering that you leveled up your two at level two, which I don't recommend. You should always go the three first at level one, and then your invis at level two. Your one three your 1-3 combo at level 2 is is one of the strongest level 2s in the game. And if you do want to look for this guy, then you have to have your 1-3 combo, maybe wrap around him, and if you think you can kill him, then you tell this Poseidon, you spam you spam the attack VGS like 2 or 3 times. You wrap around here, you you invis hit him, then you can uh full chain you three, then maybe he dies. But just considering how much health we have early game and the protections, there's a chance that he could live from that, which I don't like, and it shouldn't be like that.
I mean,
And
I
even
kind of just
then,
stayed for the second because I wasn't too sure if the middle would help jump with the Thanatos.
y- yeah, that's fine. But then again, that is a raw level two, and he saw that this guy. All right, let's see. So he threw Scythe and did his three, and it only did a fourth of this guy's health. Even if this rock came over and had his 2-1 uh, with some auto attacks hit, this guy's never dying. Especially if he pops a health potion. That's the sad reality of things. If this was like Smite 1 levels, then he is at risk of dying, but just because it's Smite 2, I would not worry about it, and it goes with what I said to the matchup earlier. You guys should win the 2v2 fight because Varus level 2 is not that great, and Thanatos level 2 is pretty strong. But if he misses the sight, then it's just bad, and that's just something you have to consider every single game. And the more you do it, the faster you get at it. All right, right here, just for the simple fact that you have 3 health potions, the Santos he should have came over to just contest you or maybe go to his camps. But the moment that I see him going back to the lane like this to attack my Poseidon, I'm not going down to my camps. I'm instead going up here and punching this guy for his for his actions here. Yeah, right here you can go to his back camp here. Though it might not be up because this rod did a very weird start. So it all it all depends. But let's say that this rod did do a normal start, and this e- exact situation happens, you should always take advantage of the extra time that this guy's giving you and punish him for it. And that's what I do a lot when I do the red to speed to the Oracle start. Like usually when I play someone like Aladdin or someone with some really fast jungle clear, I can clear these oracles, and by the time that the enemy jungle comes here, uh, I can take their war camp really, really fast, and maybe take this back camp as well before they can do it, and I have a really nice early lead. I've done it against uh, against like pro junglers and like semi pros, and it feels really, really bad for them, and that's just because of that one start that they do sometimes. But then again, yeah, like I said, if it also fucks over my solo laner, but it helps me more. So
Yeah.
that's just a thing you have to like recognize. Nice. You only use your three here. You, you don't have to place a ward there.
I think I just like used that out of like just trying to place a ward down because I feel like I don't place enough wards.
That's fine. Okay. So right here, there's two. There are two choices that you could have made, and you made one of them. So one, you're looking for a gank, which right now does seem pretty good since the waves are meeting, and the waves are meeting. Usually, all for people will step up to clear the wave. Yeah, you always want to clear. The most optimal time to gank is whenever the minion waves meet. Since if there's no minions, then there's no reason for them to actually step up. So this is one play that you can make, and that's to look for a gank. And the other one is once you clear this, you just pat down here and clear these two camps down here, which is the more guaranteed and more safer play for you. Since this camp is the most valuable camp in the map, it's the same amount of XP as these oracles, but a bit more gold. And these oracles, one oracle is worth the same amount of golden XP as a single buff holder, and there's two of them. So these oracles are worth more than any camp on the map except for this one. So when it comes to something like this, it it can be kind of tricky because a game could go really well and it can put your team ahead, but if it fails, then you lose out on the more guaranteed play.
Yeah.
Looks like this should go well. Nice. Okay. So right here, oh, we're not place the two down first. Let's see, but this is a bit too fast. So right here, you don't really want to place the two down first unless someone has blink and if they have quick reaction, then they can blink away by the time that you hit them.
Yeah.
But if they don't, which these guys should have beads and shell, then you don't want to start off your gank with the two. You want to use your two as more of uh, an auto attack cancel for like higher DPS over time because
Okay.
the two's damage in a gank is not the most impactful. You get way more impact with the auto attack cancel than you uh, will from the two's damage. And right here, you had your one activated, but you went to just do this guy instantly. You always want to start with the three's auto, with the invis auto damage first, and then the three, because it's the most damage. And nice, you went for the Baron here, which is fine. However, I feel like that you guys could have killed this Danza instead. And this Danza is the better target for you since he has well he has no mana so he can't 3 out. At least I think that's him. I think that's a clone actually. Well, when you gank the dual lane, the most ideal target for you to go on is the ADC because if you kill the support, it's whatever. They're they're just a bit they're just a bit behind, but it won't really impact this game too much. But the ADC, if you kill him over and over again, then his game is absolutely fucked, and your ADC should be able to build a big lead off of it. And in, and like I said earlier, this guy doesn't have his aspect. Yeah, he also has no mana, so
Yeah, it's like that.
he can't get out. If you full combo this guy, you path over here, you one auto him, you use your two for the A cancel, and as you start swinging to his tower, you while you're hitting him, you also move backwards with him, so you can get as much of your damage off, and then you full cast your three to slow him. Then you guys should be like right here. Then when he's slowed, you just auto him down, and he should die for it. But if you feel like you can't kill him, then going for the support is still fine. As long as you get a kill for it, it's fine. Oh, this guy came in. Well, can you save him? Ooh, nice. That's huge. Oh, yes, Shell. What a bitch. Nice. You can maybe go back in if he steps up. Oh, that's a bit risky. Nice. Alright, you have a 3 kill lead already, which is uh, which is freaking awesome. Right now, you don't really have much mana. You have your health potions. Yeah, these camps will be down since they should be on the same timers as yours. And the Thanatos came from the side, so his speed's also most likely down. Oh, it's not. Oh, nice. He has to. He just uses 1-3, so he's. If you pay attention to the sound cues right here, he just used his 1 and 3. He only has his auto attacks for you, and he's not level 5 yet. If you pop a health potion, like you're starting with the 3 is like somewhat fine here, but he'll most likely have his super slow immunity, so it's whatever. But he only has auto attacks for you. If you pop a health potion, with how much damage you're doing, like like he's already at half. If you auto attack and then one him and keep autoing him down, he has like at least 10 seconds left until his abilities come back up. The only person you should worry about coming over is their Raw, since I don't see him on the map. But actually, is he dead? I can't tell. No, he's not.
I think he may have backed there.
Yeah, and just because of what I said earlier, you have a lot more base HP. If you do go for a fight, you always want to pop a health potion before to to make sure that you don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to fighting and like 1v1s and stuff, you always want to play the enemy's abilities like it's a game of cards. He used his two strongest cards and he has nothing left over, whereas you have whereas you have all these whereas you had all your strongest ones up and he's just and he should almost die for it. Oh, he's staying for this. Crazy. Yeah, Poseidon doesn't have Kraken, but yeah. That was just what to say. So as a jungler, you always want to look for flanks whenever you can. Now, right here, this is kind of unavoidable since you want to get to this speed buff, so you're like showing your face. But just knowing that this is a gold lobby and most people don't pay attention to the map as much. I knew before that you went in for for the gank here that they're gonna commit to this. So right here, you want to just wrap around here and flank them from behind, and that should catch them off guard. But so right now, you're just showing your face to them, and they know where you are. If they don't know where you are, then you can use the element of surprise to just get them. And nice. You recognize that this camps up because the timers are the same. That sounds early. Yeah, nice. He overstayed when he's low health. Alright, right here, you ignore these camps and go for these oracles. Because for junglers, if you control all the neutral farm in the map, as well as getting your own farm, then you will always secure your team and yourself a lead. Because this farm down here is almost guaranteed that you'll get it, but these neutral camps are not guaranteed because both teams will contest them. And these camps are worth a lot in Smite 2, whereas the mid camp Harpies in Smite 1 were pretty ass. So you would get much more worth of these than the Harpies, but these camps are worth a lot. And if you get all of them off cooldown every single time, then you will build a substantial lead, even if there's no kills happening in the game. Like if somehow this is a very passive game with very few kills, as long as you control the neutral farm, you'll secure a lead for your team. So whenever you take this raw ult to the face, uh, which you don't care about at all, because it's an aspect raw ult, you go over here, you clear this, you go to this camp, you go to speed, you go here, then you rotate down here and here, and it's Poseidon who can maybe back. If he backs, he can meet you up for the red buff, and if he stays, he could just do it himself. But as long as you guys get all this farm down and don't give them any, if you don't give them any like sort of leeway, then that's a huge win when I say
So
goodbye him.
basically, just get like all the mid camps off cooldown then, and
Yes,
just like
that's the goal.
take as much XP as I can.
Hmm.
Alright.
And also, don't be afraid to like tax a teammate's waves. I will tell you this right now. If you do get a gank off, like for example, you got three of these guys here. If there's no other camps on the map, then you. So there were no camps on the map, and you killed three people here. If you actually you went to go get this guy, so I may be a bit wrong about that. But if there are no like camps to do, if there's nothing for you to go to immediately, if you get a gank off on someone, then it's okay for you to stay for an extra wave, as long as there's nothing else for you to do. If you, I was told this from Panatom that if you're a jungler and you're not getting farm like at least every 5 to 10 seconds, then you're doing something wrong. And if there's nothing and there's no farmer for you to do, then just split a teammate's waves that's ideally not the carry because you want your carry to get to level 20 ASAP, but your mid laner and his solo laner, they'll hate you for it, but hey, you're one of the most important people in the map. So yeah. And and it's also good with what I said earlier. You still have these. It's 5.5 minutes. you got into quite a bit of decent fights, but you still have these two health potions, and right now they just seem like a waste of 100 gold. And now that 100 gold may not seem like a lot, and if you can use it right, it could. It, and if you do use it right, it could pay itself off. But right now, it doesn't really sound like that it is. And when you buy something, when you buy consumables, you should think about how much gold and net worth you can get out of it. If it's better than, if it's more than the amount that you spent for it, then it's always worth it. But right now, these just seem more like a waste. Or
So
you
just
don't,
go into less potions off the start, basically.
yeah. At
Should
the
I?
at the most you should at the most you should get two potions if you think you might be fighting a lot. And so right here, yeah, this is fine. Wait, but actually, I'll cover this first. If I see that these oracles may still be up on the map, right now I know these oracles are still up, even though you spent all this time to go do all these camps, and that's because there's no red light over the Gold Fury pit. So right here, you should immediately rush over to these oracles. You want to get all this golden XP. They're worth a lot, and you get vision on the Gold Fury in case they do pull it. So that's an, uh, another thing. Okay. All right, right here, this is fine. But right here, if I was your ADC, I would start spamming okay, because you just split this buff with them. You don't you usually don't want to sap your carry's golden XP from him because well for the majority of the game, you as a jungler are the most important person on the map. You're the most impactful. You can turn a neutral lane into a winning lane for your team, or you can save someone from having a bad early game. Like the impact that you as a jungler have during the laning phase, the uh, early game and the mid game is huge. But once it hits level 20 and you all full builds and stuff, your ADC is the most important one in the map. If he stays alive and he can do all the DPS to the Fire Giant, Gold Fury, to all the structures, then that is huge. I mean, you're still quite impactful, but not. But this guy, you want him to hit level 20 ASAP. So don't don't split this farm with him unless unless this camp unless this camp is being threatened by the e- e- enemy team. Then that's when it's acceptable. Or if the e- enemy team threatens to invade this, if you take it for yourself, then that's fine because you don't want them to get it. But if it's not being threatened, then never split that with them.
Your right tower is under attack.
And I see when hatches first. Yeah, Poseidon has Kraken. Perfect. Exactly what I said earlier. I don't I don't really know how I feel about these. I mean, these take quite a bit of time to kill, and they do give you a nice small bonus in power, but they don't give you any gold or XP, and they can waste a lot of your time.
Yeah.
So at the most, you should at least check this word camp to see if it's up. If it's not up, then you can go over here, because if you do go over here, wait, is this guy's still level 4? I mean, he hasn't shown up for a bit, but if he's still level 4, then you can easily walk up here and just and, and just fight him. Alright, one micro thing that I'll tell you right now. When you want to hit something, you should make use of your auto attack cancels. Do you know what an auto attack cancel is?
I've heard of the term, but I don't know how to like actually do it.
It might be harder to do on console. I'm not sure. I haven't played on a controller before, but there are some videos out there for it. So right here, before you use your two, you want to auto attack, then you instantly press your two, and it will reset your auto attack chain, so you can use the first hit of your auto attack chain faster. So for Loki, he's really good with auto attack cancels because you know the first five auto attacks of his. Okay, so do you know how Loki's do you know how his auto attack chain works? Like he swings once, then he swings three times really fast, like side to side. Then the final attack is the big one.
Yeah.
So the first attack does 100% of your basic attack damage. Those three mini fast auto attacks do like I think like zero point 0.3 or like zero point 0.5 each, and the final big swing does 1.5 times his ba- his basic attack damage. So if you if you auto attack, then you press your two. It, the first auto attack will do the 100% of your basic attack damage. You press your two, then you auto attack again. It will reset your uh, 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 attack chain to do your first auto attack again for 100% damage instead of these small swings that do less damage. So you auto attack, you press your two, you auto attack again, and it also works for going and it also works for going invis on a camp. When you go up to a camp and you want to use your invis damage for it, you auto attack, then you press your one, then you press auto, then you press your uh, auto auto attack button really fast. I could show you an example of it uh, later if you want.
Yeah, could do.
Alright, this guy's level 6.
An ally has been slain. Your middle tower
They're
is
both
under
there.
attack. Your left
You
tower
gotta
is
see,
under
you gotta
attack.
biscuit, which is fine. And I say you catch this wave, but right now, yeah, Jim Poseidon is just going for a gank here. Alright, let's see what we do. Nice. Right here, if you paying attention to the map, then you should then then you would realize that this red buff just spawned. If you ping your Poseidon to go gank this, then you guys should be able to either steal the buff or maybe kill them if they show up. Yeah, y- you both don't have your ults up, but you both have the better 2v2 fight and as well as a lead. So you guys should be able to win this fight unless the Baron shows up. But one thing that I said before is the oh my god. One thing that I said before is when I play the game, around 80% of the time that I'm playing the game, I am looking at my map and trying to find as much information as I can and trying to find out what the next best play is. And right now,
Yeah.
this red buff is spawning, so you should look to maybe look for it and invade here. Because if you can pressure them out and maybe steal it, then that will feel really, really bad for them, and it's really good for you. Uh, right here, just because this Poseidon is backing, I would just take this wave for him, because if because it looks like you might not go for this wave.
Your left tower is under
Yeah, I think I end up leaving it to go back into gank left.
Yeah, you can't catch him; he's too fast. All right, so right, it's like back here. Let's see. I'll just play this a bit more. If if your if your laner is not in the lane when there's minions and they won't really have much time to go and catch his farm, you should always catch the minion wave for them and make sure that this golden XP is not lost. I- And it also goes the same for if your teammate dies and you're nearby and the enemy pushes up the wave, you should always look to capture the wave for the golden XP because you don't want that farm to be lost. And this guy's gonna lose his farm, so just take it from him. And this is a big wave too because it has the big minotaur which is worth a lot of gold. Uh, y- you can't really catch him, which is fine. E- Even if you do chase him and you do ult him, he will most likely ult in response, and then he's just out anyways.
tower is under attack.
A nice. This should be a really free gank here. You don't have to initiate with the ult here.
Slain an enemy.
Oh, nice. He's just dead anyways.
Tower is
All
under
right. So when it comes to a gank like this, well, most ganks are well, every single gank is different and it's all situational. But if you get a good angle like this on them, if you can get behind someone like this, you don't have to waste your ult for it because this guy just uses his ultimate and he's immobile. If you just went up to him, he's just 100% dead anyways. If you hit your stuff, then you can save your ult for if to try to cut someone or to maybe get out if someone does show up. But the Santos walked all the way up here, so you're perfectly fine here, and you have 5 And it's
Should I
like
be engaging with my one a lot more?
yes,
Alright.
unless they're maybe in the process of running away, but you think you and your laners do have a chance of killing them if you do ult them. So there are two ways that you can approach a gank as Loki, and one which is the safer and more guaranteed way is to the investigate, and then there's the one where you pre-invis in the jungle. Then as soon as your invis is about to pop, as soon as your invis is about to run out, then you can ult them to make sure they don't hear your stealth coming. Because Loki's stealth can be heard from quite a far distance from quite a far distance away. So using the ults like using the ults range, you can make sure that you actually do get your gank off, but these guys didn't realize that you're coming, so so it's fine. Yazuz is dead. The Alright, right here, Gold Fury. I don't like this Gold Fury call because Zeus is not here. Uh, Even if he teleports to right here and walks up, it's still gonna take you guys a very long time.
Yeah.
So not only will it take a long time, but even if you do get it, it's not gonna be as worth it when this mini wave can be caught. These camps are all up. This thing is up, and this mini wave is up. That's just overall more gold for you guys. And there's a chance that these guys could could either send one person to defend the gold fairy. Like for example, I didn't see what his raw is. If he if he realizes that you guys go for the gold fairy, then you guys don't have any way to out secure him. If he hides behind this wall and then waits for his chance to ult the gold fairy, then he'll just steal it from you guys, which will feel really really bad to do.
is under attack.
And just because you guys have very very slow DPS on this rock has plenty of time to just come over and and steal this from you guys, but he doesn't realize it, so this is fine. But the more you rank up, the better players you'll be fighting against, and better players will recognize that there's potential for you guys to do the gold fairy, and and then and they're not gonna let you guys just do this for free. They're gonna at least check it out to make sure that you guys aren't on it. And that's also another reason why you don't want to do the Gold Fairy when all your camps are still up, because if you do the Gold Fairy while your camps are up, then that and they and they do steal it, or you guys or they force you guys off of it, and no one gets it, then that's just all the time. Then that's extra time spent that could have been farming this and, and putting these camps on cooldown. That's all the time wasted, which is which will s- which will get you behind and go on XP a bit more throughout the match. So usually you want to make sure at least most of your camps are down before doing a Go Fairy call like this. Because like sure it's good to get this, but considering the circumstances right now, if you're in a higher lobby, then there's almost no way for you to actually get this, and it's not worth it.
Your team has destroyed the gold tower.
Because
Your middle
imagine that if this Raw came over, like right here, this Aphrodite has her her back face away. If he ults her and the Gold Fury at the same time, he could, in a very very good situation for him, he could kill her and secure the Gold Fury at the same time, which would be really really bad for you guys. Oh, can you kill this guy on your own? Nope.
your middle tower is under attack.
Oh, by the way, do you know what Ross 3 does when he's on it? Or when it's on him?
It just heals him, isn't it?
It heals him, it gives him extra power, and it gives him protections. So, when it's early game, you never want to fight a Raw in its 3. And I learned that the hard way from fighting Sam the Dude in Duel like years ago. Back when I was like still new at the game. And that went really, really badly for me. Right now you have 3,300 gold. Now,
I think I just go for these like last camps and then I back.
yeah, so there's two choices you can make. If you go and farm these, you're putting this off cooldown, but it will delay your power spike and potential ganks just a bit. And this is what I mean with what I said earlier, like your map pacing, your tempo. Do you know what I mean by that? I don't really know how to explain it that well.
I mean, somewhat. I understand.
I mean, like basically how fast you can get your items online over time, and how fast you can do your camps and look for ganks. Because right now, if you do farm all this, it could take you quite a bit. It, it will take you a bit longer to clear these than if you were to back, get your items online, clear these just as fast, and then maybe get a gank off. Because if you go for this clear, then you buy your then you buy your items and then rush over to gank, then it could be slower than if you just back clues and then gank someone. I I think I explained that really poorly, but I hope
I get what you mean.
I hope you kind of understand.
Yeah.
And let's pick that up. Denzo's is in left.
Your left tower is under attack. The pyromancer has
Oh, wait, did I cover that earlier?
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Going beads is somewhat fine. So going beads is pretty fine into this comp, but then again, not really, and that's mainly because this dancer with the aspect. If you go blink here, then it would probably help you out more than if you go beads, because the only CC you have to worry about in their team is Baron ult, Bellona ult, and Dancer's ult stun. But you can easily avoid not getting hit by Baron in team fights. You can avoid n- uh, you can avoid getting hit by her ultimate stun, whereas the one that you should worry about the most would be Dancer's ult, which you do have your ultimate to answer for, as well as yourself to make them lose track of you. So I think going blink here would be the better relic choice, as long as you know how to play around the CC, and which I don't really have that much of.
on my way.
I don't really mind you going. I don't really mind you teleporting here to get to stuff faster. It looks like you're looking for a gank or an invade. Yeah, they just ganked the Zeus. They're most likely out already. Yeah, this guy doesn't have his. No, this guy doesn't have his normal Denza so right here. This is fine. You full cast him. As soon as he does this, you cancel it and you insult him. And even if you're not fast enough, you should know which direction he's going to, because where is he most likely going to go?
I mean, he's mostly just to run straight back into tower.
Yes, this is the safest path for him to go to. You can still hit him with your ult here, and you should know that this one should be him. If he's a bit tricky, then this one could be him, and he could run all the way over here and into 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 Steve to tower, but that's still but that would still be unlikely to do, since this is way more guaranteed he could live. You could have killed him right there if you recognize that.
I was gonna jump into tower, but I didn't know if I'd die from the damage from it.
Yeah, so if you do look for a gank on them on a tower like this, you don't want to show yourself like right here. Like see, you show yourself right here, any pop your invis, so he's completely ready for you to just jump him. And if and as long as he just passes like all the way towards the edge of the tower, it'll make you going on him way harder because he could have his ultimate ready. Like right the exact moment that you do go on him, he could pop the ult, and if you do ult him and he ults in return, it could stun you on the tower, which could potentially kill you. So if you do want to go back for a gank on this guy, you need to make sure he thinks you go away. You don't want him to know where you are, and that's what I said earlier about the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Because you're an assassin, you want to get the you want to get him very sneakily and then get out. That's a bit rough. Nice. Nah, this guy's really tanky. You potentially could have killed him, I think. Hold on. I want to see what happens here. So this guy didn't ult once during the fight. So I'm not. So I don't blame you for like not going in on this guy on his tower because he could just ult you and you just die. Yeah, I don't think this guy dies here ever. So you see the Santos in the mid lane. There, there's I think 4 people in the mid lane. Yeah, what the hell's happening?
Yeah.
There's you, you you guys just killed the dancer and the 2 of them in mid, so you're perfectly fine. And yeah, and I don't blame you for backing. You backing there was the right call because the Santos with his passive could most likely see you in the map at this point in the game, and he could gain bonus movement speed if he presses 2 and it went straight to you. Yeah, playing against the Santos can be a bit rough because if you want HP and there's like some camp stuff that you want to do, you can't do it because he can just rush over to you.
Just going. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, don't initiate with the ult.
Yeah. Kind of use it a bit too much to initiate. I need to use it for when they're just like running away more.
Oh, that could have been a bit scary for you. Yeah, the Tencel saw you, and then when running you, the guys could have gone on you. Alright, so before this fight happened, I was already thinking this could maybe not turn out well for you, just because of how chaotic it is. So right here, you ignored these oracles, you ignore this camp, your your speed's about to be up. Their farm could potentially be up because I saw these guys were just fighting in mid for a very long time, which is what I see happen a lot in lower ranked games. For some reason, they love to brawl in the mid lane like it's arena. And the few times in Smite 1 that where I would start ranking up again, and and I have to go to the gold lobbies. So many players would always just have like 4v4 or 5v5 fights in the mid lane, just boxing it out. And when that happens, I just farm the entire rest of the map because I know they're gaining nothing. They're not. It's just a stalemate here forever. It's like the World War One trenches all over again. There's just no progress being done. It's just endless stalemating, endless fighting for nothing.
Yeah.
So whenever you see something like this happening, you should look to farm and farm the rest of the map. Check do all this stuff. Check their camps, and and start farming all the one side of the lane because I haven't seen this Bologna or this Alma be in the solo lane for a while. So all this stuff should be quite free for you, and and when that happens, if other stuff is happening, you can build a really nice lead. You hit level 20 before every single person, and if you start if you start speed pushing while they're doing all this stuff, they'll have to send at least one person back. And if you have a massive lead against them because they're like level 12 or something, and you're like level 17, level 18, you always win the fight. So you could so you could kill them and then keep threatening and just win the game by yourself. I've done that plenty of times, and it's pretty fun to do. Whereas if you do stay here and fight, you might not really gain anything. Now,
Yeah.
now with all the stuff that happened here, you only got one Bologna assist. Alright, let's see how much golden XP you get for it. Wait, actually, so you split some minions here between three or maybe four people, and you got one Bologna assist. You got 10 gold for a Bologna assist and 28 XP. One single archer,
It's not really.
one single archer that's okay, one single archer that you get an assist on is worth more than this Bologna kill was. And you wasted your ultimate, your 1 and your 2, and you're gonna get hit by this Varwan. So, do you think this was worth it for you?
But I should have just went straight onto oracles and then just looked to farm because it's not really anything that I should be ganking because they're also all underleveled as well, so I'm not actually gaining much off of killing them anyways.
Exactly, a nice job that you caught into that. They only have one person who's level 11. This far is the most valuable kill for you, but you're level 13, and even if you do kill him, there's a chance that it would be an assist for you. And this Bologna was worth 10 gold. This raw might be worth 15 gold as an assist. So that
Yeah.
and that's a kill that's being split among three or four people. You get more worth of one single archer.
So basically here I shouldn't have just gone back in, I should have just went straight for that red. Just look for any camps that they had up.
Well, there's also potential for you to just completely wipe them here, and then your team could then look for something. But then again, your team should already not be doing this. They should uh, just do the camps and then build a lead and then kill these guys later. Because if you do wipe them all, they're still level 10, still level 11. The respawn timers are not very long. Hers is like almost 30 seconds. So they'll all be back up soon anyways. And they're not gonna be worth very much. And there were and there were a few times where that would happen. And my teammates would get angry at me because I'm not in the fights because I know they're bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all. Oh, and that's one other thing as well. Oh my God, that's one of the third thing as well. Have you had people rage at you and start pinging you and like start VGSing at you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
In some of my games.
of course, every single person has. So if someone starts saying that you should do this instead of this, if they're not a pro player or some really high level player that's actually tryharding, then do not listen to them. Because even some pro players will say some shit and it's usually not the correct play. And so when it comes to just ranked, don't you should play your own game. You do not listen to any single person that's just on your team unless, yeah, like I said, they're a really high unless they're a really high level player that is known for tryharding. And there's a few, and there's a few players like that. So if it's not them, which is a very small handful of them that still play, then just ignore them and play your own game. Because if you play your own game in ranked, you will get higher and see better results. Unless you are duoed with someone, then you both can make plays together. This is a bit risky because you just use your invis. Those two guys were there. Yeah. N- Now imagine this guy hit his guy his scythe here. Yeah, yeah. That's just unfortunate. So this is already pretty risky for you. You're worth a lot. You have to value your life more. If you recognize that the census was just here and then Ross just here, then you should back off because you're not at full HP. The fight in mid just ended, and the Bologna did show up. Well, obviously, so right here, you risk your life to go do this back camp when this blue buff is most likely up from all the fighting here. So if you rotate here, then you go down to do your camps and then do all this stuff. Then you'll hit level 15 and you'll still have and you still have not died yet. But if you do want to be greedy here, then the most greedy play you should do here is is run up and press 2 on this wave, a- a- and then back off to do this blue buff because you have a strong mini wave here, so they will push us up regardless, and and there will be gold, and there'll be a bit of extra golden XP that's lost. So you can just run up, push 2 on the wave to tag it for the golden XP, and then start doing everything. At the moment that this happens, I wouldn't take this fight. Even if Bologna wasn't here, you can maybe at most get the Thanatos kill, but even then you didn't have you weren't full HP and you didn't pop your chalice beforehand. Actually, go back right here. Hold on. So let's say that this Bologna wasn't here and you do take this 2v2 fight. You just use your invis. These guys, you didn't pop your health chalice. You're not at full HP. But so if you don't want to take this fight, you pop your health chalice. You back off here. I would not instantly ult them here. I would instead try to like full cast them and PP to the Thanatos the Thanatos silence. I would look to kill him first so I can get my one reset back and just focus this right afterwards. But then again, they had show because they're little wussies. Alright, nice going Heartseeker third is not so bad. Though maybe it's worse here just because these guys are more underleveled. If they were farming efficiently, they would all be at least level 12, with some being level 13, like for example this Raw.
Your middle tower is
But
under
it's whatever.
an ally has been slain. Your left tower is under attack.
Yeah, so right here, when you are dead and when you are spawning and getting back out of base, you should you should be reading a map and reading some fight situations while while this time is passing. Because right now, I think there was a fight going on, and yeah, there was a fight going on in the duel lane, and there's not really much going on here. So while you're dead, you should make the most use out of your time that you're not doing anything, and try to get as much information as you can. So you go over to to this potential fight that will happen. If this guy uses his beats or his ultimate, then you know that he could be a good gank when you get out of base and when your ulti's up. And also while you're dead, you should read the map and see which is the best route for you to go. So right now you could go here, do this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp, maybe Oracle so they're still up, and then maybe look for a gank on this guy, or you could go here and do all this stuff and then look for something here, but all this stuff is down, so this is the worst way to go. When you're dead and you're coming out of base, you should always plan ahead and say which side of the jungle do I want to go on, and what's the situation with the minion waves. If I do make it to the next, if I can clear this up by the time that these next mini waves spawn, will I be able to reach there in time and potentially gank? Yeah, these are all things that fall under the category or the term macro, and that's what every single and that's what every single high rank player is doing. They're constantly looking at the map. They're they're always looking at at what's the next best play to do. And I'm not sure that I've showed you
Your middle tower is under attack.
a video yet, but Elion makes but the YouTuber named Elion made a good video covering macro that could send you afterwards. Yeah, that was
Oh yeah, I remember you sent that to me. Yeah.
oh nice. Yeah, that's the video that helped me get better at the game.
Your left tower has been destroyed.
So for me playing jungler, where's the like best places for me to actually use my wards
All right, the best word
on the map?
placements for a jungler specifically, the best word placements to get on the map, the most ideal ones is to have ones on the camps, and the best one to have is on the speed buff, so you know where the jungler is and to get a timer. But there's usually but most of the time you might not usually get a chance to ward up here. But the best wards on the map are like really good corridors, like right here. But usually your mid laner would do this. But for jungle, you want to it's like place wards up here uh, on the camps, and so you can get a better idea on the jungler's rotations. Because because that 50 gold could save you a lot. Thanks for asking that question. I tend to forget about that. And as for supports, they usually want to ward the objectives. But if they're not doing it, then it's fine that if you do it. Don't initiate with the ult.
Stop doing that. Probably should have went on to Ra first, if anything.
Yeah, he's the squishy target, and he's worth more. Alright, that's good that you recognize that. Th- This could maybe be a bit scary if the Santos decides to just go after you, because he could kill you here if he lands his 1-3. I mean, he's 3 levels behind, but if he lands that 1-3 on you, then you're kind of fucked. But looks like he's not coming over to you, which is just fine. All right, so I see that you bought a Hell Chalice, but you're not really using it that much. I I barely see you use it, and you're not making as much use out of the 300 gold that you spent. Now, I used to go the Hell Chalice in Smite 1, but I don't go it anymore in Smite 2 just because of how many things you can pick up on the map. and having a health chalice is fine in the jungle, but you if you do want to go get one, then it's best to have one when you do have a lead. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend going this just because of all the wards and all this stuff that like the Nugget eggs and the Pyromancer bomb that you can pick up and maybe sell. Just going a a health potion at most when you get out of base is is plenty since a jungler doesn't really want to stay for like prolonged fights.
Alright.
Yeah, yeah. This also goes with what I said earlier. Ooh,
I'm gonna be honest, I did not notice the Danzoro at the time.
yeah, me too. I didn't see it until right you were about to get hit. Alright, so right here another crazy fight is going on. I mean, you could choose to like, save for this fight, but then again, this is just another brawl for almost nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take this camp that's about to spawn, check up here, and maybe split push over here, your team should be fine without you. And if you're extra greedy, then you could then then you could wrap around behind here and see if these camps are up. And if they are, then that's even better for you. And when this does happen, you should spam retreat, defend, so your team doesn't just full on int and lose to this fight here.
Yeah.
So the moment that you do get attacked like this, uh, you try to keep in mind to save Loki ult for. I mean, your ult just came up. You should in a team fight like this, you should always use your ult as a get out of jail free card because you're gonna look to going into this fight with half health, which is very risky for you. And the way you want to use Loki ult in team fights is to either catch someone that uses a leap, or to use it as a get out of jail free card. But you should always read what's happening. Like this caught you by surprise, and I didn't even see it coming. But the moment that it does happen, the first thought in your head should be, I should get the fuck out. I need to turn to the left as fast as I can and press my ult and and return to base immediately. Now, sadly, you were caught out. I mean, yeah, this is what I'm saying. These guys are just constantly fighting. Look at all these camps that are up on the map. Oh, this almost just by itself. Like what? Oh, and that's also one other thing. It doesn't look like these guys are even doing an objective. And in the in lower rank lobbies, if a team wins a fight, there's a high chance they won't even go for an objective, which is also another reason why that in these lobbies I don't worry about them even even wiping my team, because if they do wipe my team and if they do get a gold fairy, I still farmed all the rest of the map, and that's still a huge win for us. But most of the time they don't even do it anyway, so
Yeah.
it's whatever.
Another thing I was gonna ask, right, is after team fights, is it necessarily more important to like say for like example we haven't got their first middle tower down yet. So would it be more important to go for their middle tower, or to still go for something like Gold Fury or Fire Giant after like a big team fight?
It's that is situational. If you have, so let's say that you do wipe all five of them, and let's say that your Alma and maybe Poseidon died. Sorry. So let's say that your Alma and Poseidon died, or your Poseidon and Aphrodite died, but all five of them are dead. If your Zeus was a normal hunter building attack speed, and you're all in the middle lane, and you guys have a wave, then pushing up to the 2-2, maybe getting Phoenix if you guys do have a power bomb is the best play. But let's say that your hunter and your mid laner is dead, so it's just you and these and your everybody support with your almost with your oh my god with your almost solo. Then doing Gold Fury is the right call. You just ha
All right.
you just have to look at how good is our DPS and where's our mini waves at. Because if you don't have a mini wave and your ADC is alive and like two of these guys are dead, then the most that you could do in terms of pushing would be the 2-1 tower, but that won't be worth it compared to Equal Fury because you can always get this 2-1 tower later on in the game. And that's just all about reading the map situation. And it's also another thing that I'd like to do as Loki sometimes. I don't really get much chance to do it, but so let's say that your team does lose a team fight, like all five of them are alive and two of you guys are dead, and they want to start pushing down like mid lane or one of the lanes. If you're still alive and they don't really have and they don't have a mini wave with them, like let's say that they're right here, they don't have a mini wave. You're like maybe off to the side of the jungle, and your two teammates are just like in the very edge of the tower running to defend, and these guys are 5-man strong. If they don't know where you are, you could wrap around them and clear the next mini wave right behind them. And if you do that, then they won't have a mini wave to they won't have a mini wave for even longer to push, which will buy your team a lot of extra time. So if they do decide to push and maybe fight on the tower, they won't have the backdoor protections removed, and killing the tower would be really hard to do. And if they do it, then they can't do Phoenix. And that's why minions are
Yeah.
very, very important when it comes to like pushing lanes or for deciding the next best play on the map. Alright, you go for a gank here. He swords here. This guy's this guy gives no fucks. I don't mind you going for the Baron here. Oh no! Stop going in with the ult. Alright, nice. This guy's. Oh, he missed. Huge. Okay, let's pick this down. So this guy's. So this guy got caught out of position. You went to instantly to him again, uh, like at the very start, instead of just running up to him to use your one your one tick damage. Your one's tick damage when you hit someone does a lot of damage. It's your most damaging ability, so you always want to get it off. I'm sure you recognize now, but that ult, you're just constantly ulting in when you don't need to.
Yeah,
I
but I should use it more so for like getting away and stuff or chasing.
hmm So right now, so right now this so when it comes to like breaking down team fights and trying to dissect what's going on, like trying to dissect a team fight is is very very hard to do, and it's one of and it's something that will take a lot uh, practice and experience to do. But it's also one of there's also one other thing. I know there's a team fight happening right now, so you're so focused on what's going on here, and and that's and there's a reason why that I have my map centered to to it's like right here, and I have it somewhat transparent because right now, if this was my HUD setup, then I wouldn't know that the stanza isn't left while I'm fighting this. And I know that and I know that it's like really really hard to do a team fight, and then also look at the map. It's damn near impossible because it's just too much going on. But there's but if you can censor your map a bit more so you can see what's going on, then you can maybe realize that this dancer isn't left. So and your whole team is here. So this is a 5 versus 4 fight that you guys should be able to win almost every single time. You backing off here is fine. Right here, you're kind of playing reactive. You're, I mean, you kind of have to, but you're kind of worried that he might like somewhat land on you. Uh, he will go into Zeus here, so right before his ult will will land, you should pre-place your two, just 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 get as much damage off as you can before you going on him. And if you do stay, and if he did land on you guys earlier, hold on, there was a chance that he could have landed on you both. Yeah, like right here, if he was still hovering up in the air and just going on you guys, then like right here, you're both grouped up. He could have landed on you both, and if that did happen, then be very, you should be ready for that. And if he does land, then you should pre-beats the ult stun and then kill him. So do you know what the what do you know what pre-beating is?
Just like popping it before it like something actually happens. It's like
Yes,
if you know that there's like a ult or a stun incoming, it's better to pre-pop it, and then it's like just better to pre-pop because then you have the opportunity to actually like go and attack, knowing that
yes.
you can't be stunned.
So the best way to use your relics in this game is in a proactive manner, like I just said. If you know that some CC is gonna come for you, if you can use your beads or maybe your Aegis, like your beads Aegis combo in Smite 1, if you can use your relics in a proactive manner, then then that is the then that's the best way to use them. But if you are playing reactively, like if you let some CC happen to you and then you press your beads afterwards, then that's called a reactive beads. In a team fight, you should always when it comes to team fights, you should always look at what is the like what do they have that I'm scared about, and at the very start of the session, I told you that the one that you should be worried about the most is this Thanatos' ult, because he's the one that you would most likely hit in a fight.
Yeah.
So if you s- let's say something like this what's happen later on in the future. If you can, if you recognize what you're worried about, or like some CC, if you're ready for it, then you can, then you should try to play to use your beads proactively, and that's also why that I said going beads into this comp before would be good if the Danza had his normal thing. If you didn't go the aspect and you go for a gank on this guy, then he could peel himself from you by pressing two on his feet, and that could taunt you away as you want to chase him down. But if you, alright, alright, so I'm still trying to explain what I said earlier. If this guy didn't go the aspect and he has the two, if you gank him and he presses two on his feet, then if you don't have beads, then you would either be forced to ult, but if you don't have your ults, then you get taunted and he can get away. But if you have your beads up and he presses two on his feet, if you keep chasing him and you beads the and you and you're ready for the taunt, then you can keep chasing him and then kill him. So that's another example of using your beads in a proactive manner. So this guy was split pushing like a rat. Let's see if he cuts him off here. Pop your health chalice.
That's one thing
Nice, got him.
that I need to
He should be dead here.
work on.
Nice.
Probably didn't need to ult there, but just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that's so fine. As Barano, he's just caught out of position. So right here, this Blona, this Blona is right side. Two of them are dead. Your team's already starting to call the Gold Fury. I think this is a good fire giant angle for your team. If you're everybody heals to Poseidon, then you guys should then then you should call the then you should call fire giant right there. And and throughout this whole session, I'm mainly looking at this map, like more than half of the more than half of the time that I've been watching this, I've been looking at the map this whole time. Yeah, you have Poseidon Kraken. You have your whole teammates alive. There's two of them dead. If you recognize the map situation, then you can spam attack the fire giant. You back off. You get your full reset off. You teleport here. You meet them at the fire giant, and it should be free for you guys. And if they steal it, because Poseidon doesn't cra- doesn't crack him properly, then he's just a bot for it. Oh, this guy's crazy. Pop your health chalice. Ooh, this is rough.
Yeah, I get caught. Pretty sure we punished for it though, so
So the only reason why this fight went badly is because your team just did the Gold Fury while they were not very healthy. So they're already quite weaker. He just uses Kraken. So you guys aren't at full strength really. You guys waste so much trying to get this guy. Then you all dive the tier 1 tower to go kill this guy. I mean, well, this is fine right here. So you guys dive the tier 1 tower here. Okay, so you guys won a fight in mid lane, and they were already like somewhat weak. Then you guys did the Gold Fury. Then you guys then your team still decided to keep fighting afterwards, and then chased a dude under a tier one, which is still fine. This is also good, but then you you all overstay trying to kill a a Bellona under her own tower, just taking way too much extra damage when you don't need to. Like this guy just he just fucked all three of them here. And this is what I uh, told the previous guy that I taught Loki with. You don't want to get caught up in these pointless brawls because if a team fight happens, uh, if you guys get a team fight done and then get something like a go for you off, and then if you guys keep fighting by the time the guys you killed respawn, then that is really bad because now you're all low health, you're all weak. They have another chance at the previous fight from before, and this ends up happening. So when this happens, yeah, you're calling to retreat. You should, you could, you could look to recognize what's going on and start backing up on your own. Because if you stay here, then your teammates will be more inclined to also stay since they see, oh hey, we have a fifth person with us compared to like the three people here. This could be really good for us. But no, you're all weak as hell. And if you back off and while spamming retreats, then they'll see, oh, hey, we're down a man, and our fight doesn't look as good. Maybe we should retreat. Yeah, this this was unlucky but preventable.
Your right tower is under attack.
Okay, you bring you bidding into question next. Good. Oh, this is also one other thing. I haven't seen you press tab a whole lot to check both teams' builds. So get into the habit of opening uh, your scorecard here and seeing every single person's builds on both teams and see what you can do and how you should play around it. Because for example, this Zeus who's your ADC, he's not building attack speed. He's building like a normal mage, which means your objective damage is already really slow and not good. Which means you guys have to wipe them in a fight before you can just pull this really fast. Alright, Baron's building normally, but he has Aegis as a support, which is really troll. This wall's building fine. Yeah, going Aegis is fine for him considering he's against Poseidon. Alright, the Zen's is fine. This Bellona, she's a bit squishy because they nerfed these items a bit, but but you still don't really want to go on her. But she does have a Sunder, whereas your team does not have a Sunder. I mean, you guys can get away with it somewhat fine because you have a Poseidon Kraken. But if you do see them on an objective and you don't have Poseidon around, then they will most likely outsecure you every single time if she's there just because of her Sunder. And this guy's just outright gifting. What the hell is this build? Oh, that's gross. So you always want to check both teams' builds and decide how you should play the game out. Looks like you're going for this Danza. You're choosing to fight more than you're farming. It is 23 minutes in. There were plenty of times where you chose to ignore your camps and go for a gank. Like for example, that 10 gold Bellona kill that you got. If you focus on your farming a bit more, then by 20 minutes you should hit level 20. Like for example, this your team is ahead by 11 kills and 3k gold, but this guy's been pushing it down this lane and farming this whole time. So even though your team is winning, he's the first person to hit level 20 here.
Yeah. I think I shouldn't have just like gone in here on the stanza.
Now the Denza gank is fine since there's no one around, and it could go right for you if if you played right. And I see he's dead anyways. So the biggest threat is dead. Are you tanking tower? Get out, get out, get out. Nice. Are you looking for a flank here? This is nice. I would right here. Yeah, yeah, this is pretty risky. So right here, your team is kind of low, but I would wait for them to. If this is me right here, I would spam attack. I would let one of them tank, and then I would go in, because you don't want to tank the tower as a squishy character.
Yeah. I
And
think one of them tanks it, and then they back out.
and as you did say, you did say attack, but you went in too early.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower. Attack fire giant.
No, the Phoenix is the right call here. You do Phoenix, then your team backs up to the Fire Giant. Well, then again, actually, just because your Zeus doesn't have good DPS, he has no uh, attack speed items. Yeah, see how slow this is. It's taking you guys.
Yeah.
So if this Zeus went a normal ADC build, then you guys could have done the Phoenix and then done this really quickly. But just because he's going full ability damage, then backing up straight for this Fire Giant is fine. But it looks like you're almost still got the Phoenix by yourself, which is still a win for you guys. Nice, you have the dagger. Oh, right here, you are lazy backing. I think the Santos has been alive for quite a while. I mean, I know he's right here.
Destroyed the fire giant.
But in the future, if he if you don't see him on the map and you guys are this low, then you should be then you should keep in mind that he could be rushing you guys. So try not to lazy back
Yeah.
whenever something like this happens. Like just be ready for in case they do show up. Okay, just do these camps. This guy's caught out of position again. Just poke him out a bit. Alright, right here you're not looking for more flank angles. You're not going back into the jungle. You're just staying with your team so they know where the Loki is. If they know where the Loki is, then that is very inefficient.
Yeah. I mean, it takes out the what you call it, like the surprise.
Yeah, the surprise factor that Loki has. Oh, nice is good. Just stay hidden and wait for your chance to go in. Nice. You don't have to be scared here. Oh, you mistimed the dagger.
Oh,
Pop your
really
health
unlucky
potion
with that.
immediately. Pop your chalice.
I think it takes me a second, but I do pop it, yeah.
Nice. Your team can't end here. You can heal up quite a bit, so right here, your team should be fine by keeping these guys here. So if I were you right here, I would not really go back in with my team since like one or two abilities that I'm just dead because I have no ultimate. Now this fight could end up turning really good too, but just considering what wait these guys just back, so most definitely not. If I was paying attention more, right here you just path all the way over here, and our spirit's pushing this lane here, and you can take the the tower.
Attack the gold fury.
Nice. You're at least denying them from the camps. Oh, you're strong again. You can re-engage here. Nice. You recognize that? Yuzu's not here, but Balloon is still dead, so this should be fine for you guys. I don't mind you ulting here. That was good. Oh, that's Sento ult too. Go into Danza, go into Danza. Hit him. Beat his ass. Hell yeah. Nice. Yuzu should be rushing over here immediately. He's just rolling. Oh no! Oh, Oh, nice. You guys killed him off it. No, keep hitting Titan here. Oh, you guys are too
It's
big,
the
actually.
thing
Yeah,
in
never mind.
respawning.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Thanatos is coming back in, so.
If Zeus was if Zeus ran straight over, you guys would have won. Yeah, that's unlucky.
Right tower is under attack.
Okay. That's why fast forwarding here a bit because I don't want to be here forever because this game look, look like it'll keep going. So your team doesn't have FG, and they're all showing in the lane. Oh, don't fight her! Don't fight her! Get out! Don't do this! No! Oh, she's scared. She's still chasing you this whole time.
Yeah.
No, go
Shouldn't
back with your
leave me like-
teammates. Alright, this is the so yeah. I was gonna say he's probably gonna go on you. Oh, that's unlucky. So she started chasing you around forever. You should have ran straight over to Zeus and to your team, because she's really out of position. It, if your team was paying attention here, then you could have then you could have caught her out. But right but right before you oh gosh, right before this Santos right before he landed on you, I knew he was gonna go on you since he has vision on you. This Poseidon is linked with your Aphrodite, so going on him would be a waste of time. I would I would 100% expect them to land on me. So try to get in the habit of expecting these things
Yeah.
and keep beating if you can. Nice popping hell chalice. Yeah, this was a big beef here. You put all your damage to a Baron and got punished for it. Looks like team is owning here. Oh, nice. They won the fight, but yeah. Then again, the Zeus does not have any DPS, and he's not looking at the map state. But what are these guys doing? Whenever something like this happens, you should VGS to your team. Hey, Ward Fire Giants. You should tell them group up, defend Fire Giant, Ward Fire Giant, set up an ambush here. Say all this stuff because looking for some weird fights like this is not ideal. If the goal of you guys grouping up and coming up here is to look for a pick before going for Fire Giant, then that's fine. But your team is not on the same page. You trying to end without doing FG? This could go. This could be pretty rough. Yeah, that's a bit risky. Oh, you, you got attacked by that. Oh, nice. You got two big stuff here. Oh, why is he running away from you guys? Oh, this Zeus is is creeping so hard. He should be dead for this. I think he's out. Yeah, he's out. Yeah, this is a very unnecessary team fight that your team is trying to force here.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, don't ult him, don't ult him. Wait, right here, you could actually back off.
I think, yeah, I end up just going back in and dying.
You could actually back off and start threatening to end here. Just to also help, because it will force them to back off, and it could give your team you you, you could buy your team enough time to respawn if you force them back and waste the time by threatening to end the game here. Yeah, that's just unlucky. You should be grouping around fire. The Gold Fury is yeah. So these are very unnecessary fights that's going on now. They could go well, and you guys could end the game, but you should tell your team to just group around Fire Giant because if you want to end the game, then having Fire Giant will be the best way to do it. Alright, you got 2 for 1. You Zeus actually could have that's into end. Yeah, no way. You, you guys went in here. Alright, nice. Okay, so you play this pretty well for uh, for fighting with the team, though there was
Yeah.
a lot of things that your team did wrong that y- but the both teams did wrong that you could have capitalized. Do you have any questions about this game?
Honestly, it would take me like a minute to think about it. Yeah, you put me on the spot here. Uh, so like going against certain teams and stuff, right? Uh, what if I'm in a position where all of the lanes that I'm going to gank into is basically just like, uh, can't think of the word. Like they all have momentum to get away. So like all the lanes are basically just like kind of like messed up for me. So like if they have a Cupid and other characters that can just basically just instantly get away from me, what's the best way to gank into uh lanes that have movement in them?
The best way to gank a
If
lane
that
that
makes
that they have a lot of ways to get out is you simply
yeah,
have to play on the lane that they think you have the best chance to kill, and a lot of that will come into to who your laner is. Like for example, let's say the the enemy mid laner was an Agni or an an Aladdin. He's really hard to gank and to get out. He's pretty hard to gank and to kill. But the fact that you have a Poseidon means if he does not have beads up, if you, if you Poseidon catches him in his whirlpool, or if you can ult him, then you can't catch him off guard and then kill him. So a lot of it comes down to how the enemy laner is positioned, and if you see them use a jump or some form of escape, and
yeah,
who your laners are, and and also it goes into what I said earlier. The best time to gank a lane is when the minions are meeting up because that's where they will most likely step up.
yeah,
I hope that answered your question.
yeah, pretty much. I was just like I get uh what's the word? Like I really struggle into ganking lanes where they just have movement.
But
I
some
just find it a struggle overall.
but some of it could be due to them warding. If they have a lot of wards, and you kind of want to like use your invis to go past the ward and try to take them by surprise. Or you could tell your teammates to buy a sentry ward uh, uh, on one side of the lane, so you can go there for for pretty much free without them knowing
Yeah.
you're there.
All right.
Okay, is that it?
Think so, yeah. And then also for ganking solo lane. As a jungler, should I be ganking solo lane like often, or is it more so one of them situations where you just leave them to their lane?
It kind of depends on how tanky the enemy solo lane is, and also the lane state. Like for example, this
Yeah,
Bologna should be able to win the matchup against this Alma in lane, but you could also take the reason into account, and she could maybe, and she is running down this Amaterasu. There's a chance that she also deals some damage back, and if she takes meaning damage. So if they're dominating a lane, then you kind of want your teammate to get poked out a little bit, and then you can go in. But it's like, but that's quite situational, really. Now,
yeah,
in Smite 1, I remember back when the 9.5 era was still going on. When I was a jungler, and the once the enemy solo laner built two physical defense items, they had so much health, so much protections that I didn't even bother trying to gank them at all because they're pretty much unkillable at that point. But before then, they were a viable gank option. So when it comes to ganking solo lane, you have to take all those. You have to take the lane state into account and as well check the scorecard and see what they're building. If they're building a lot of physical defense, then it's gonna be really hard to kill her, especially since she's a Bellona who can who can have box stacks against you. Then she's not an ideal gank.
Alright. I think that's pretty much about everything I can pretty much ask for.
Okay, so one of the key takeaways is work on your Loki combos more. Uh, Try not to use your ult to engage whenever you don't need to, and try not to get caught up in randomized team fights like that, and just and focus on a- and and just practice your macro and maybe censor your map a bit more and make it transparent, and
Yeah.
just practice looking at it for most of the game. Like when you're clearing camps or just walking around or you're clearing minions, then while you're doing those things, just read the map state, and you can also look at the map to see if a person is is gonna come on you or might do certain actions. And the more you do that, uh, and the moment that you start doing macro, the moment that you start practicing it, then then from the moment there you're already thinking like a master's level player.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on making the notes for you, and I'll send them to you afterwards.
Thanks, man.
Oh, this is fun. I wish you luck in the queues, and maybe one day when I play in the EU lobbies, I'll see you there as well.
Alright, sick.
All right,
Alright, thanks, man. So,
you're welcome. Uh, see ya.
so.